In the previous section, you will have seen that it's impossible to accurately assess if somebody is 18 or not every single time. This is why consistently applying a Check 25 challenge to every sale of alcohol or tobacco is vitally important. At Trading Standards, we fully understand the extremely difficult and challenging role of retailing age-restricted products. It's important that you get it right every single time, and we want to help you. Trading Standards is the organisation that makes test purchases for alcohol or tobacco using underage volunteers. Test purchasing failures always apply in cases where the seller has not applied a Check 25 challenge. Nobody has ever said, after failing a test purchase, that they applied the policy and the child volunteer looked 26. Check 25 does work. Check 25 exists to reduce negative impacts on health, crime and public nuisance. It protects children from harm and keeps them safer. Your role is one of significant responsibility. The consequences of getting it wrong.
On the 5th of July 2009, we were on holiday. Adam had taken us to the airport.
We had a lovely day with him. He was in top form, really good fun to be with. And we got to the airport, dropped us off, and he said, "Have a good holiday." And we said, "Well, enjoy your night out, and we'll see you when you get back." We gave him a big hug.
We'd arrived at the hotel very late at night, just dropped our bags and fallen into bed. And then the phone rang at about 4 a.m.
Pat was talking on the phone. I couldn't hear what she was saying, so I got up and went to the door, and she just memoed to me, "It's Adam."
It was our younger son Jamie, and he just said, "Mum, Adam's been attacked and it's really bad. You need to get home as soon as you can."
And we were back in Blackburn around lunchtime and went straight to the hospital and up to a critical care unit where Adam was on a life support system.
He was just really trying to walk somebody away from a fight, and the young man was very drunk, and he swung a punch that Adam wasn't expecting.
So he had no way of protecting himself when he fell, and his head hit the ground first, and that's obviously what did the damage.
The young man who hit Adam was a 16-year-old who was very drunk. He wasn't some awful thug, he was just a stupid teenage boy who, when he drank, got very angry.
I did actually meet with Billy a couple of years later on a restorative justice programme, and I put this to him because it was something I needed to know, and he said straight away, Adam wasn't threatening me. So I said, "Well, what was he saying to you?" And he couldn't tell me because he was too drunk to remember. If he'd heard anything at all, he couldn't remember what it was.
At 16, he shouldn't have been able to get hold of alcohol. He shouldn't have been going around all the pubs and clubs in the town centre and being served with alcohol. And the simple outcome of that for us is that we've lost our son.
If his age had been discovered and checked and dealt with, then quite likely what happened later in the evening to Adam would not have occurred, and Adam would still be alive today.
The boy who killed Adam was only 16, yet he had managed to drink in local pubs all evening, unchallenged, right into the early hours. He'd had problems with underage drinking in his much younger years too. It really is vitally important that anybody selling alcohol never sells it to under 18s. Everybody involved in a business that sells alcohol should be well trained, especially those at the point of sale or managing entry. It's such a difficult role. Lancashire Trading Standards has lots of free training resources available to support you. You should be fully aware of your age verification policy. It's a requirement now in law. Are you confident you could answer questions if you were asked about it? Check 25 posters are to inform customers about your ID requirements and to support staff when making challenges or refusals. They should be displayed in prominent positions so there is no confusion. You should be familiar with Trading Standards guidance to prevent underage sales of alcohol and tobacco. It's a great little booklet. It's easy to read and understand. Regular training should always be provided to assist you to always retail alcohol responsibly. Take this training seriously and pay it your full attention. Ensure that your employer keeps a record of all training you receive. It's not a bad idea to keep copies yourself too. Once a challenge has been made, there are absolutely no circumstances where a sale should be allowed without being shown the correct ID. Remember, once challenged, no ID, no sale. If you refuse service, keep a record of it. Some tills do this automatically, but if not, Trading Standards has some paper records you can use. Everything can be downloaded at their website. If you're working alongside a colleague who doesn't make a challenge for ID when you would, support them by having a discreet conversation to let them know your thoughts so the challenge takes place. We're all in this together.
I would really like to see ID checks to be commonplace in pubs and clubs, and if it had happened on that day, Adam would still be alive today.